Hey guys, welcome back to the Crochet with Kelsey channel. Today is Saturday and it's market day and we're heading down to Deep Ellum to do a little street market. We got the car all packed up, my sunscreen's on, and we're ready to go. So we're all set up at the market today. It's a beautiful Dallas day. It's a little overcast, about 73 degrees. I've got Nick here with me.
Hey.
And here's the setup of my booth. So Nick, we've made about $200 here, most of them in the past. How much money do you think we're gonna make today?
400.
400?
Yeah.
I like doing this market because it starts at noon, so I get to sleep in a little bit more. So it is now 12:22 and we'll just have to see how the day goes. So for my project that I brought along today, I'm going to be making the electric sheep Ampharos pattern from J&M Adorable Plushies. So we'll see how much of that I can get done. I was feeling a little tired, so I wanted to go get some coffee, and I got this cereal milk latte from Merit Coffee Co. At 10:55, we had our first sale of the day, which was a little mushroom pop. So I'm extremely sad right now because I dropped my plushie on the ground and it landed on the dirty street. And now it looks like this. So I'm gonna try to clean it up and see what I can do, but if I can't get the dirt off of it, I'm probably just going to have to start over again. So unfortunately I couldn't get the dirt off with just water. I could probably do it with soap, but I don't have any soap with me and I really want to finish it, so I'm gonna take it apart, and I'm hoping that Nick can get the backs off the eyes so that I can reuse these and try to finish a lot of this today. So unfortunately we couldn't get the backs off, so I'm just going to take this home and I'm gonna work on the other parts, and then I'm going to try to either boil the backs or just cut them off to get my eyes back. It's now 2:46 and the market has just been going really slow. I haven't sold any larger items, just a few keychains and car mirror charms, smaller stuff like that. So I don't know, I'm hoping that there will be a little rush soon because I haven't even made back my booth fee yet, so fingers crossed. So a big gust of wind just came and my pegboard pretty much fell like halfway over. Only one plushie fell off of it, and luckily it is tied to the tent so it didn't fall all the way over. But in the process I had to drop my yarn and it fell on the ground and now it's all dirty. So I'm gonna have to be cutting out the parts that are dirty and just trying to move ahead. And on top of that, I haven't sold anything since my last little check-in. So unfortunately I haven't made any sales since the last check-in, but I made as much progress on my crochet project as I could today, since what happened earlier kind of put me back a little bit. But I finished both of the ears, as much of the head as I could, the little head dot, the tail, and the arms and legs. So that's one bright side of the day. So this street has a lot of bars on it and it's getting late, so I'm just gonna do one final check-in before it gets too loud to record anymore. But I still haven't sold anything since my previous check-in a while ago, and we have about 30 minutes left, so we'll see if anything sells, but I'll check in tomorrow to give a full market recap of everything that happened today. So it's now Monday, actually. I didn't feel like recording anything yesterday, and quite honestly, I wasn't sure if I should even post this video, but thinking about it a little harder, I realized that it's actually important for these types of videos to go out because I don't want anyone to have an unrealistic expectation that all markets are gonna go super amazing and you're gonna make a ton of money, because honestly, that's not always the case. And it just so happens that this is the worst market that I've ever done, as in I made the least amount of money out of doing this for 2 years. So I'm not gonna let it discourage me, but as I do in all of my other market vlogs, let's go over the stats. I'm not sure if I mentioned it at the beginning of the video or not, but I paid $85 to do this market, and let's go over the sales that I got for the day. So my very first sale of the day, Nick actually made while I was away getting us coffee. So I come back to the booth and I say, "Did you make any sales?" And he said, "Yeah." Like he was guilty about it. So I asked him what that meant, and he told me that a little girl came up to the booth and was like, "I only have $30. Do you have anything for $30? And he said, "No." So he made a deal with her and said she could pick one of the little claw machine items that was not in the claw machine at the time. So anyway, he has a big heart, and that little girl got a steal. So that was my first sale of the day. And then I sold one mushroom pot. I sold a total of 4 keychains, and that is usually my best seller. And it was actually at this market too. I sold 2 claw machine items, 1 chicken car mirror charm. And after that, I kind of just stayed kind of not getting any sales for hours. And then at the very last moment, like after my last check-in where we barely had any time left, this girl came up and she ended up buying a mystery box, and she also bought one of my bookmarks. She ended up buying the little goblin one. So I'm really glad that they came along last minute because that kind of made it a little more worth it. But in total at this market, I sold a total of $104, and the booth fee was $85. So I ended up making a profit of $19, which is funny because my parking for this event cost exactly $19. So yeah, I didn't make any money. I bought lunch and stuff too. I bought the coffee, so I actually spent more by going to this market than I would have if I would have stayed home. But you know what? You live and you learn, and it's been a while since I've done this market. I don't know what was going on. There just like really wasn't a lot of people out, which is surprising because the weather was really nice. But that area has a lot of bars and stuff, so I don't know if it's like transitioning to be more of a place where like party people go, but it used to be a good like mix of people. People would, you know, bring their families. I've done really well there before, so yeah, I don't really know what the deal is, but you know, plushies are for everyone. So talking to the other vendors, it sounded like they had pretty slow days as well, so it wasn't just me. That market usually has a ton of foot traffic, but then again, I haven't done it since last, I think October, so it has been a while. I don't really know how it changed, but there was a total of 39 vendors, and one of them happened to be a crochet drop shipper. And it also looked like that person did pretty well actually, because Mother's Day just happened to be the day after. So I feel like a lot of people needed last minute Mother's Day presents, and they went for the crochet flowers, and maybe that kind of deterred them from buying anything from my booth, but that's okay. And I'm not gonna let this get me down. I'm still gonna do markets. I have 2 more planned this summer, one in June and one in July. So I'm just super excited to see how those go, and I'm gonna start prepping for those. But yeah, I still just wanted to post this because I wanted to let everyone know that not every market is gonna be amazing. And yeah, it does kind of suck whenever you work really hard to get everything ready for a market and then it's just totally not worth it at the end. But hey, now you know. So will I do this market again? maybe, just because it is so cheap. I honestly feel like it was an off day, but before I do this market again, I would go back as a customer just to see if it was an off day or if it just really isn't that popular anymore. Although my market didn't go very well, I do have some good news. So as you saw, I kept dropping the yarn and I kept just making all these mistakes. So I came home and I tried to remove the eyes out of the plushie that I was going to dispose of that got all dirty. And I was having so much trouble, but I finally found a solution. And thank you, Aaron, aka the Crochet Carpenter, because he told me that he used cuticle scissors to cut the backs off, and I was able to salvage the front of the eyes, which is the important part anyway, because I have plenty of extra backs. So I did that, and then on Sunday, which was yesterday, I went ahead and finished my little Emperors. And this pattern is by JM Adorable Plushies. I think I might have said that at the beginning, but just in case I didn't, I wanted to tell you again, but I am literally obsessed with how cute this is. He's absolutely perfect. So I'm glad that I stuck with this project and I didn't just immediately give up whenever I dropped him on the floor. And this pattern is awesome. Like, I would highly recommend it. There's a lot of fun little things that go into it, like some different color changing techniques and some things that I haven't done with AMIGURUMI before I learned in this pattern. So it's definitely worth every penny. Be sure to go check it out. Thank you guys for following along my little failed market. This is definitely the worst one I've done, so thanks for sticking with me through the good and the bad. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to like and subscribe, and let me know what other kind of videos you want to see in the comments. See you next time!